and everything really struck me as something interesting. And until I just sat down to read what's on here, I didn't find it at all impressive. It's a frozen pizza. How good can it be? So I baked it up and I have it right here. And I'm actually pretty shocked by how good it smells. I've been sitting here for a few minutes smelling this thing. And the claim to fame, this is Wild Mike's Ultimate Pizza. And you can see here, it says, "Try me, I'm loaded." There's a lot of text on these things. But the cool thing is, no artificial anything is their kind of claim to fame. And as I read this ingredient list, I'm completely floored by how committed to that they are. So we're going to cut into it. I have my Starship Enterprise USS NC 1701. We're going to cut right into this thing. We're right in that in between the holidays portion of the eating, and you don't know what's what here. So got a couple nice slices there. So there we go. So there's one thing I see with this that's a little problematic. You can see here that pepperoni is absolutely glistening. There's quite a lot of, let's call it, grease on this pizza. But let's see how it tastes, and then we'll go into a little bit of what's on this box. They also gave us, which we're going to try as well, an Italian spice mix, which has oregano, basil, marjoram, garlic, thyme, and crushed red pepper and savory. And that's all listed on the back here as well. And they gave us a red pepper. We're gonna do it all. What was striking about this as it was sitting here, and I'll show you as it came out of the oven here. To me, this just looks like your frozen pizza, but sitting here and smelling it, I'm getting a huge waft of provolone cheese off of it. And you can see that's right when it came out of the oven. You can see there's little pools of oil in there. And as far as a frozen pepperoni pizza, this is about as picturesque as you're going to get. This is what a frozen pepperoni pizza pretty much looks like. They weren't shy with the pepperoni. And the really, really interesting thing, I'm actually going to read the ingredients. I'm not going to read what's in parentheses, but they're committed to no artificial anything: wheat flour, low moisture part skim mozzarella, water, tomato paste, uncured pepperoni, no nitrates or nitrites except for the amount in sea salt, cultured celery juice, celery powder, and cherry powder. That's for the coloring. Where are we? Provolone cheese, shortening flakes, which is for the crust, Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese, and there's garlic, yeast, cornstarch, and spices. That pretty much goes through all the ingredients in here, and no chemicals. What they say on the back is, Wild Mike's commitment to no artificial anything gives you the pride and confidence of choosing the best of the best for your pizza. Wild Mike's makes your pizza with a butter flake crust and zesty sauce, both freshly made from scratch daily. Then we top it off with an incredibly flavorful 4 Italian cheese blend. For you meat lovers, we only use all-natural, nitrate-free, uncured pepperoni. Rebel against artificial ingredients. So, this is pretty impressive. Taste-wise, the cheese is amazing, the crust is amazing, the sauce needs a little work. And to get a little work into there, we're going to actually use their Italian spice. It's just very sweet. It tastes a lot like Chef Boyardee kind of thing. Not awful, but we could do better. All right, so we'll get a fresh slice for this, and we'll go on with some herbs. Let's see. It's very oily. The herbs don't do a whole lot. Just to be sure, we'll do more. Here we go. Yeah, I can't say that the creaminess of the sauce is a little off-putting. It's not terrible. It's good for frozen pizza sauce, but it's not great. But I love crushed red pepper. Let's see how good this crushed red pepper is. Now, Little Caesars has a deceptively great crushed red pepper packet. I actually take a few extra of those and I end up using them for cooking. So let's see here. We love kicking it up on the channel. Let's kick it up a lot. There we go. We got quite a bit there. You can see. See that? Let's go. That's hot. That's a good crushed red pepper. What I find impressive about this pizza, even though it's a frozen pizza, it reads as a frozen pizza, it tastes as a frozen pizza. I've talked about it on the channel here before. You kind of have to rate frozen pizza on a completely different scale because there's no fresh pizza that ever looks like a frozen pizza. And I've never seen anything where that isn't true. But for a frozen pizza, given the fact that they use these ingredients that are all natural, no chemicals, the sauce is definitely sauce as opposed to like a frozen puck of, what do you call it? Like tomato paste. This is probably one of the better frozen pizzas I've had in a really long time. That said, this was, I think, $6.99 for a single serving pizza. That's not a terrible thing. It says Rebel 9 inches. And this silly logo. The other cool thing about this is, my voice kind of went a little up there. You hear that? They donate to something called Wild Mike's Kids Foundation, where it says, a slice from every purchase supports children's charities. And I think that's also pretty cool. Now, it says distributed by S.A. Piazza and Associates, Clackamas, Oregon. I've never seen any, Italians in Oregon. I've never been to Oregon. But, there's your baking instructions. And again, I'll show you, this is what a slice looked like. See, it's all drippy. Trying not to make a mess here all over my expensive equipment. But pretty impressive, I gotta say. Pretty impressive. So we've done the Hot Pockets. We've done Wild Mike's Ultimate Pizza. Next live stream in 2 days, we have the recap of 2024 and goals for 2025. This was a kind of a crazy year for me, and I want to go through everything and talk about where we are, where we're going. And glad to have you along for the ride. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you like the video on the way out, and we'll see you in the next one.